A real president must have a vision of the world and America's place in it. He must venerate the rule of law and understand that he is its servant, not its fucking master. He must also have empathy for the American people. All modern presidents, going from Roosevelt to Reagan to Obama, they all had it. When Franklin Roosevelt died, a mourner had wept openly as his funeral train passed by, explaining that he did not know the president, but the president knew me. A real president cannot be insensitive. Insensitivity to the feelings of the people in times of troubles is despicable. And 45 is insensitive. So is Vice Squatter Pence. The dumbass Pence, yeah. The fly in Pence's hair during the Vice Squatterol debate, which he refused to acknowledge or sweat away, can be seen as a metaphor for just how insensitive both men are to the plight of their fellow Americans. They just don't seem to get that their own Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) is predicting 233,000 COVID deaths in the United States by the end of this month, and that their deaths might have been avoided if only they had a plan. They seem to regard our dead as only an inconvenient albatross around their political necks. 45, who has been unwilling to wear a face mask and mock those who have, became infected and not a big deal, he says, gasping for air. He had claimed that he was recovered from the coronavirus infection and is now immune. You can't be immune if you fucking caught it, you dumb fuck. He wants to hold more outdoor Klan rallies at the White House and in Florida, and yet he still may be contagious. His contagion hardly prevented him from taking a joyride around Walter Reed Hospital with two Secret Service men whose lives he needlessly put at risk. 45 tells us that his contracting COVID-19 was a blessing from the imaginary visible ferryman in the sky, and to tell that to the families of the 214,000 Americans who have died from the COVID on his watch. He says he is cured with a wonder drug untested, which he's not really cured, and untried and unavailable to virtually all other Americans. He says he is ready to debate, but not virtually. He says that he feels 20 years younger. No, you don't. You're a 74-year-old fat fuck. He claims that he is ready for action, which he's not, but not a word of concern about the condition of his own escort, the first skank or his debate coach Chris Christie, or his close confidant Hope Hicks, or the 34 other White House staffers, members of the press, and colleagues that basically he may have infected. Dumbass Pence seems to have osmotically absorbed his fat ass's boss's insensitivity. His constant interruptions of Senator Kamala Harris, Democrat from California, during the bisquadral debate smacked of sexist insensitivity. And no matter, Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg used to complain that her male colleagues constantly interrupted the female justices during oral argument. Research has long shown that gender plays a significant role in interruptions, and Harris, they suppose, can be interrupted. Dumbass Pence couldn't wait to slip in a zinger about Biden's purported plagiarism. It's a case, however, of the kettle calling the pot black. He twice said to Harris that she was entitled to her own opinions but not her own facts, and she managed to blurt out a good line. It was a good line stolen from a former Senator, Daniel Patrick Moynihan, who was a Democrat from New York who died in 2003. And Biden said that 45 is the worst squatter in American history, and it is a fair comment. He has revived the isolationist doctrine of America First. We should all believe in America First, but it is untenable to believe in America alone. And 45 has deprecated NATO. He withdrew us from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the Paris Climate Accords, the World Health Organization, and the Iran nuclear deal. And what has all of this accomplished? Our standing in the world, according to a Pew Research Center survey, is lower than that of Russia and China because of our handling of the pandemic. He has antagonized our allies, and it takes a lot to anger the Canadians. 45's base may turn a blind eye to all of this, and perhaps they have not absorbed the implications. But they cannot excuse his insensitivity. Many families are hurting, and they deserve much more in the way of help from the federal government. And 45's insensitivity has put him further behind in the polls than he already was. And 45 may have recovered physically, which he hasn't, but he may never recover politically. A little empathy and a lot less narcissism wouldn't hurt. But no matter what you say, I said 45's never gonna have fucking empathy anyway, because the fat ass never has empathy, and basically he's gonna be a lot more narcissistic towards the election time coming up, which he only got like a week left. But if you like the video, give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, Rambling Mike, and also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out, and thanks for listening.